Every year, the Commons allocates £75,000 of public funds for new artworks to grace the corridors of the Palace of Westminster. The paintings are chosen by MPs, they're often of MPs, and they're seen by very few people. Yet the Commons is vetoing £500,000 being spent on bringing the Big Ben Bong to life at 11 p.m. on the 31st of January to mark the moment the UK finally leaves the EU. The decision is petty, small-minded and cheapskate. The Great Bell, of course, has been shut down during refurbishment work on the Elizabeth Tower, and the authorities have estimated it'll cost £500,000 to bring it back to life. Not only is £500,000 chicken feed when you consider the £57,000 the government spent stocking up its wine cellar in 2018, the money can be raised from crowdfunding. The chimes of Big Ben will send a distinctive signal across the world that Brexit has happened. The bells will mark the ushering in of a new era. It's something to celebrate, not to hide away. The veto is yet another sign that Parliament has never, ever signed up to the referendum result.
Now, Andrew, I think it's fair to say that you're a Brexiteer, aren't you?
I think it's fair to say you're an arch Remainer.
And I'm an arch Remainer. And I am quite happy to accept that we've lost, right?
Yeah.
I'm quite happy to accept. But why do you want to be so provocative? Why do you want... the whole of government is trying to say... The whole of government is trying to say it's time to bring people together. And yet you and those like you are all trying to say, no, we want to have great celebrations. I found this from the Central Council of Church Bell Ringers, which is amazing that there is a Central Council at all. But they say there are historical moments for which bells have been rung, because it's not just Big Ben, it's bells across the country, isn't it? The end of World Wars. The end of World Wars, for example. No. However, the Central Council does not endorse bell ringing for political purposes. And just let it happen.
Yeah, but Greg, I'm not calling for church bell string. I'm calling for one distinctive, iconic clock, famous. Hang on, Carol. Famous around the world. Yes. There's going to be thousands of people on Parliament Square, where I might add, us Brexiteers had to run the gauntlet of your lot with klaxons and foghorns, bellowing fascist
Well, I suspect the more you go on about this, the more you're going to be running that same gauntlet that night.
Greg, it will last for 12 seconds. It's on the box. 12 bongs, 12 seconds. What's the big deal?
I mean, you've just been trying to get all your money back from Harry and Meghan, and now you're quite happy to spend
crowdfunding. It's going to be raised by crowdfunding. It's not going to cost the taxpayer anything.
How can you say the ringing of Big Ben is provocative? Big Ben is the symbol of our democracy, and the Brexit result was the biggest democratic decision this country has ever made. This is a landmark.
Let's ask two other people who aren't necessarily...
moment in our history. And the last time the bells were rung at a time, was the 2012 Olympics. And this is way bigger than that, way more important than that.
Well, can I just say a couple of things?
Yeah.
One, the examples that you gave are kind of false comparisons. 75,000 and 57,000 are nowhere near 500,000.
Let me finish.
Let me finish. And also, do you know what 500,000 could pay for a year?
Do tell me.
22 nurses.
Right.
And like Greg, I completely accept the result of a referendum. I know, I really do. I actually do.
And he certainly doesn't.
I really do. I think Remainers need to shut up now. It's done.
That's you.
But what I will say, Andrew, is if you're saying this can be done and raised through crowdfunding, I've got no problem. How much has the crowdfunding raised so far?
But just before I say, I actually don't believe. By the way, I don't believe the figure of 500,000. Why on earth should it cost so much? Let me just get the man who's tabled the question to try to get to the bottom of this. It's the Conservative MP, Mark Francois.
We will launch a national crowdfunding campaign probably tomorrow that Big Ben will bong for Brexit, and then people who wish to donate to that, it's entirely voluntary, can do so. There'll be a slight sense of urgency because there's a lead time to make the preparations for the bell to chime. So realistically, we'd need to raise the money by the weekend. This does actually provide an opportunity for a bit of closure. Those that want to celebrate should celebrate. Maybe a few people wake up in the morning with a bit of a hangover, and then we can all move forward as a nation.
All right, listen, guys, I haven't said anything yet. I want to say something, right? I vowed to myself and actually announced it on my LBC show at the end of the year that I will stop debating Brexit.
Yeah.
And so as a result, because I lost, right? So as a result, have your Big Ben. But as you just heard there, you've got 1 day left to raise the £500,000. So good luck.
Well,
but the deadline is the weekend.
What are you laughing for?
Because I find this whole debate really funny.
This is a momentous moment.
Have you put some money towards it?
I'll tell you why I haven't yet. I'm going to. I'll tell you why I haven't. Because I don't actually know how to crowdfund. But if somebody shows me how to do it, I'll do it.
And if
send her the link.
Send her the link.
What is the problem? What is the problem for this, iconic
There's
clock
no
chiming
problem.
for
Great.
12 seconds, Greg? Why are you so opposed to it? Is it because it just reminds you of how badly you lost? I think it is.
We lost, and I'm like others. I'm prepared to accept that.
Yeah.
Will you give us some money for the crowdfunding?
No, give me money.
Afford it.
I couldn't give anything that Mark France was once in a million years.
Apparently, it's £47,000 a ring. £500,000 total because they've got to install a floor, a temporary floor, to then get the bell back up there.
But they could have left the temporary floor there from when they rang the bell on December the 31st.
However, it's not there
Remain a plot.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a Remain
It
a
is a
plot.
Remain a
But you've got
In addition,
more Brexit MPs now.
£100,000 a week for the delay in the construction that it will cause, and you've got 1 day left to raise it. If that can all be done,
then this is great.
OK, I want to hear what our Prime Minister has to say about this.
The bonds cost £500,000 because
they're very costly bonds.
But we're working up a plan so that people can bung a bob for a Big Ben bong because there are some people who want to
bung.
I haven't quite worked it out. But
I love the fact you're developing policy live on television.
Because as everybody knows, Big Ben is being refurbished. They seem to have taken the clapper away. So we need to restore the clapper in order to bong Big Ben on Brexit night.
You know, Big Ben is the heartbeat to our capital city. Without a clapper. I think that was an unfortunate thing. But you know, if every Remainer put a quid in, would have 17.5 million quid. We could keep it banging for a whole week. Yeah. And that would really hack off the Remainers.
Bunging a bob isn't going to get them a lot, though.
No, Bob, but if we all
Bob is 5p, if I remember
Ferrari
right.
started it off with a grand.
I know, but what I want to know is if Chief Brexiter-in-Chief, the Prime Minister, right, who led the Brexit campaign, even he's saying it's costing 500 quid. Practically, there are problems and obstacles. How are you going to do that in 1 day?
If this is a country, this is a country that's going to deliver major changes to this country after Brexit. I think we've got the wherewithal and the wit to work out how to make a clock chime.
But what I'm saying is, you don't need to do it.
Yeah, we do.
You're just being provocative, and you're just actually going to keep the bust-up going on.
To ring Big Ben.
Just because of you, Greg, I have to say, we're going to ring those bells, come what may. And if they don't, I will be Big Ben.
What have you got?
Oh, my God.
I love it.
Bong, bong, bong.
Anyway, whatever. Enough of that. Moving swiftly on.
That's the worst imitation of Big Ben I've ever
seen. Sorry, Andrew, you lost us there. OK, now, we all love a bit of Insta. But there's no easy route to social media content success, as Judy Murray found out this week. The tennis coach posted a picture of what she thought was a funny joke on the gram. The caption read, "How to say hello in Mandarin," but the post didn't prompt the flurry of likes and juicy comments she was hoping for. Instead, this response from son Andy left a rather more bitter taste. "Hi, Mum. You've done it again. Instagram is a visual platform, so if you post a picture with half the content cut out, it doesn't work. You will get less likes and people will unfollow you. Probably a wise decision on their part. This just looks like a few mandarins scattered on a table. I wouldn't want people to think you're a mad old lady. Please try to do better. Love from your baby boy. P.S. This is your final warning before I unfollow." That is definitely game, set and match to the tennis star. For serving that slice of reality, Andy Murray, you are our straight talker of the week. You even beat Andrew's vest.
I think that was quite sweet and quite funny from him because he's not known for his humour, is he?
Oh, God, Carol, you've always got to turn it.
He is doer.
He's a doer, Scott.
But even you think that was quite
funny. That was good. No, that was good, actually.
That was good. Let's give the guy some credit.
I did.
Anyway, that's it this week on The Pledge. But you can join in the debate by searching for us on Twitter. And if you want to listen on the go, just search for The Pledge podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or the Sky News app. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.